Okay, so I'm going to do a probably 25-minute, maybe might stretch to 30 minutes, Forrest yoga inspired kind of stretching session, which is definitely for beginners. And we'll think a little bit about backs of the legs and the front of the legs for stretching out. We're going to start lying down. So come and lie on your back, comfortably, maybe with a little blanket underneath you. Knees bent, feet flat on the floor. Close your eyes. Place both your hands on your low belly, touching the thumbs and the first finger together, so you create a little diamond shape between the hands. And then just notice your breath. Take a couple of really big breaths in, slow, no rushing. As you exhale, open the mouth and sigh it out. Let's do that again. Take a long inhale through the nose. Slow, steady, don't rush. Fill yourself completely up. Open the mouth, sigh it out. Do that 2 more times. Inhale slowly. Feel like the ribs expand to the sides of you and you fill up your lungs as much as possible without rushing. Now open the mouth and sigh it out. Let's do that 1 more time. Inhale. Soften the belly. Feel it where your hands are. And sigh it out. Very gently open your eyes and move your hands to the side of the body. Let's do a little supine twist here. Shift your hips gently to the left and lower both of your knees down to the right, so they're stacked on top of each other. And your thighs are pretty level with the hip. Bring your arms into a goalpost position by the side of the body. So you've got this little right angle going on. Take a really big breath, slow it down, and feel the breath in your left side of ribs. And as you exhale, slowly exhale through the nose. Do it again, big breath in. As you exhale this time, press your left thigh further away from you and tuck your tailbone very slightly. Inhale, draw knees back to center. Shift both hips to the right, lower knees to the left. Again, they're stacked on top of each other, coming out directly from the hip. Feel for a stretch in the right shoulder as it softens towards the floor. Don't stop breathing, take a long breath and feel it in the right side of ribs. And then very slowly exhale it out through the nose. 1 more breath, inhale. This time as you exhale, gently tuck your tailbone and feel like you press the length of your left thigh away from the hip. Neck stays relaxed. Just move your head a little bit, check it out. Inhale, knees come back to center. Extend your left leg down the mat and draw your right knee into chest. Pick up both hands and hug the top of the shin. And then very deliberately pull your right thigh closer to the belly, outside edge of ribs. As you do this, I want you to feel your left leg, flex the foot and press your left heel as far away from you as you can get it, like it's growing lengthways down the mat. Hug the knee towards the outside edge of your right ribs and soften your shoulders. So notice if you're pulling on your leg and really hunching up the shoulders, I want you to let them soften back down so the stretch is isolated into the right hip socket. Take a long breath in through the nose and a long breath out, still through the nose. Slowly, still feeling the left heel press away from you. Release the right hands and straighten your right leg as far as it will go. You might have a bend in the knee if your hamstring's tight, completely fine. Either clasp behind the thigh or reach your hand up behind the shin, calf. Avoid the knee area. Start to spread the toes on the right foot and draw your whole leg towards your chest. Take a breath. Don't stop breathing. No time to hold the breath. Breathe more. Also notice if you're hunching those shoulders up, let them soften to the back of the mat. See where you get to with this. Reach through the inner line of the left leg and draw your right leg closer to you, feeling the back of the thigh open up. Take a breath. Inhale. This time as you exhale, open the mouth side out. Feel like the neck and the jaw soften. Exaggerate it. Release the leg down. Place your right foot on the mat. Draw your left foot up, and this time you're going to extend the right leg down the mat. Heel is flexed away from you. Push it lengthways. Hands grab front of left shin. Draw the thigh really quite firmly towards the chest, outside edge of left ribs. Take a slow, long inhale that spreads into side ribs. As you exhale, pull your left knee a little closer and lengthen your right heel away from you. So you're really opening up the front of your right hip as well as pressing a stretch into your left hip. On your next inhale, release your hands and start to straighten the left leg as much as it can go. And by the way, it may well be very bent at the knee because the hamstring's tight. It's okay. Either pull the thigh towards you or move your hands to back of calf and gently pull that towards you. Press, just look, you probably can see your left toes, spread them apart, and then push through the big toe of your left foot and lengthen it above your head, even if that's only in your mind. And then release, come all the way down. Bring both knees up to bend, feet flat. Let's do some abdominals. Take your hands and interlace them behind the back of the head. Wrap your elbows towards ceiling. Take a big breath in, lift head and shoulders. Hold your breath. Press your low back into the mat like you're pancaking it to the floor. And as you exhale, pick up your left foot so it hovers just below the knee and reach both elbows to left thigh. Inhale, come back to center, full breath. Hold the breath. Press the top rim of your sacrum to mat. As you exhale, pick up your right foot. Make sure the knee is stacked directly over hip and not floating to your chest. Instead, reach both tips of elbows towards the right thigh. Pull your belly down. Inhale, come back to center. Full breath. Hold the breath. Press top rim of sacrum to mat. As you exhale, pick up the left foot, knee stacked directly over hip. Reach your elbows towards the left thigh. Press your belly down as you push through the triceps, lengthening out. Inhale, come back to center. Full breath, head and shoulders relax. Hold the breath. Flatten the low back to the mat really firmly. Exhale, lift the right foot, stack knee over hip. Press both elbows, triceps towards the right thigh. Pull your belly down, do not yank on your neck. Inhale, come back to center, full breath. Let's do another variation now. Hold the breath, curl tailbone, flattening low back to the mat. As you exhale, reach your elbows towards the left thigh and then pick up a little higher through the triceps. Lift shoulder blades off the mat, pull belly down, really intense, pressing down through the low belly. Inhale, come back to center, full breath. Hold the breath, curl tailbone, flattening low back. As you exhale, pick up the right foot, stacking knee over hip. Reach elbows to right thigh. Take another inhale, lift your head and shoulders higher. Press down through the low belly, lift your triceps up towards the ceiling. Inhale, come back to center. Release down. Take your legs straight up to ceiling. Grab a cork block and place the cork block in between your thighs and squeeze it. If this feels bad on your backs of legs again, put a bend in the knees, it's completely fine. Interlace hands, place them behind the base of the head. Take a big breath in, lift head and shoulders up. Hold the breath, squeeze the block between the inner thighs. As you exhale, lift your shoulders even higher and curl your tailbone. Feel like your feet are being pulled straight up to ceiling. Inhale, come back to center. Notice that your thighs are not drifting towards your chest. Hold the breath, squeeze the prop really firmly. Feel the inner thighs start to tone up. As you exhale, lift shoulders straight up the center line. Curl tailbone, feet go straight to ceiling. Pull belly down. 2 more to go. Inhale, soften off, head and shoulders relax. Hold the breath. Squeeze prop, curl tailbone. Exhale, lift your elbows up. Wrap your shoulders. Feel for pressing down through the abs. They might be shaking now. It's okay. Inhale, come back to center, full breath. Hold the breath. Squeeze the prop firmly between the inner thighs. As you exhale, curl tailbone. Lift head and shoulders straight up to ceiling. And then release everything down. Bring the feet down. Bring the block from between the inner thighs. Let's do bridge pose. Tuck the heels up to the butt. Stroke the backs of them. Reset arms to side body. Push through your feet really firmly. Feel all 4 corners press into the mat. Take an inhale. Curl the tailbone. Lift your butt up. Start to unravel yourself. Press your hips towards the ceiling. Feel the underside of your butt cheeks squeeze in and breathe. Don't stop breathing. I want your breath to be so big you can hear it. Inhale through the nose as you exhale out through the nose. Lift your hips 1 centimeter higher and then just softly move your fingertips. Make sure you're not tensing up the arms, the shoulders. Knees are energetically drawing towards each other, not flailing out to the sides. Push through both feet, particularly feel the big toe pad of both feet press into the mat. 1 more breath. Extend length into the front of your ribs. As you exhale, open your mouth side out. Final breath in. Squeeze your butt underneath you as you exhale. Do this really slowly. Lower the top back, lower the mid back, lower your low back and reconnect all of your spine to the mat. Pause, take a breath. Feel for connection to the core, but also a sense of flatness through the low back. Slowly roll onto one side. Make sure you don't rush this. Roll onto your side. Push your arm into the mat, your hand, and press yourself up to seated using your arm strength. Brilliant. Let's come on to all 4s. Come up onto all 4s, so you're in a tabletop position. Stack your hands directly under shoulders, knees under your hips. Let's do some cat-cow tilts. Inhale, lower the belly. Let the belly dip down. Tip your butt out behind you, lift your collarbones. As you exhale, press up, squeezing your core through the back body, doming out. Do this 2 more times. Inhale, lower the belly. It's like you're undulating through the spine. Lift your chest, stick your butt out. As you exhale, push your hands firmly into the mat, scoop space into armpits, suck the belly up, suck it up, suck it up. Chin dips, tailbone tucks. Last one, inhale, lower down, slow breath. Lift yourself up, dipping the belly. As you exhale, press through your core, scoop it up. Okay, now walk your hands slightly in front of your shoulders. Let's do something called turbo puppy. So your knees are still under your hips. I want you to imagine that you bend the elbows and you lower them so they hover on the floor, and then you press them towards each other like you're trying to squeeze a big beach ball. As you do this, feel your pecs, the front of your chest, turn on. Now take an inhale, and instead of letting your chest sag through your shoulders, take an inhale and push your ribs through the shoulder blade space. You're still squeezing your elbows together like they're crushing something between them. Let the head hang. So you feel a lot of tone around the shoulder girdle. And then release. Straighten your arms, curl your toes. Let's come into down dog. So down dog is an upside down triangle. I want you to imagine that someone has grabbed a hold of the waistband of your shorts or leggings and is hiking your butt up to ceiling. And as that happens, suck your belly in. Your legs, you can have a soft bend in the knees if your hamstrings are tight. The flat part is from tips of fingers to your tailbone. There is a long, flat slide all the way through the spine. So what tends to happen in down dog is people hinge forward and they kind of do a weird sort of half plank. That's not it. Press, lengthen into arms, wrap the elbows towards each other, hike your butt. Pedal out the feet now. So alternately press your left heel down, come onto tippy toe of right foot, bend the right knee, and then change it. Press your right heel down, come onto tiptoe of left foot, bend the left knee. Do this a few more times, stretching out the back of the calf, backs of the legs. Still breathing. Feel for your fingertips and the whole of your palm of hand pressing into the floor, almost like you're grabbing a handful of the mat. And then slowly walk your feet towards the middle of the mat, coming into a forward fold. Your feet are hip distance, bend the knees. Fingertips may be on the floor. If you don't quite reach, you'll just be hanging down. That's okay. I want you to bend the knees and take an inhale, lengthen the ribs and almost deposit them across the thighs so that the tailbone and the low back flatten out. Let the head hang. If your hamstrings are feeling a little looser, maybe you straighten the legs, but don't straighten the legs and then just curl in on your chest. Keep undulating space through the front of the chest. Take your hands and grab opposite elbow. Give yourself a little sway side to side. And then shake out the head, release the back of the neck, hands come down, bend the knees really deeply, come all the way up to standing. Come and stand at the front of your mat for some standing poses. We're almost there. Okay, bring your mat. I'm just moving my mat so you can see me better on camera. Stand at the front of your mat. Let's just do a little squat movement. Come up onto your tiptoes and lengthen. Reach the arms up above you. So this is a balance, bit of balance involved, bit of steadiness. Take a breath. As you exhale, I want you to bend your knees and very slowly, like you're in slow motion, squat all the way down to the floor. You're still on tiptoes. There'll be a point when maybe your knees click as your butt goes below knee level. And then just get to the bottom and pause. Arms are still outstretched. Inhale. As you exhale, drive through your feet. You're still on your tiptoes. Squeeze on your quads, butt, and lift all the way up. Still on tiptoes. If you wobble, don't worry, reach up. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's do it one more time. Bend the knees, squatting down. Slow it down. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. Still on tiptoes. Still on tiptoes. All the way down. Take an inhale. This feels like a pause. Press through your feet, squeeze your glutes, thighs, everything engages, lift up, still on tiptoes, reach, reach, reach. And then lower your heels, that'll feel nice. Bring your hands into prayer at the center of your chest. Little hand press together, thumbs onto sternum. Let's do a very slow sun salutation. Inhale, telescope ribs, lift the arms straight up. Exhale, soften the knees, forward fold. Your back is long and straight. Put your fingertips on the mat, bending the knees. Step your left leg behind you and bring your left knee down to the mat. Top of left foot flat to mat. Take a breath in. Inhale, push through both feet. Lift your arms up. Just pause a moment in this lunge position.
and feel the front of your left hip. I'd like you to press your butt cheek, left butt cheek underneath you, and push forwards through your left hip so you feel a stretch. Take another breath. If your arms are reaching up and crushing your ears, wrap your shoulders and then lift. Maybe you're more flexible and you can dip a little lower into this lunge, pressing more stretch through the front of the left thigh hip. Hands come to mat. Curl your left toes under. Step your right foot back behind you and readjust yourself into a plank position. Listen up. Hands stacked directly under shoulders. You are not sagging through your arms. You are pushing with a lot of power through the arms, the upper back into a slight dome. Rather than let the butt kind of poke up or come into some sort of weird down dog, flatten yourself through the back, tuck your belly in, squeeze your tailbone underneath you. Legs then diagonally pitch to the floor. Take a breath, inhale, push into armpits. As you exhale, lower knees, slowly lower chest all the way down. Bring your hands forward of your shoulders, still to the edge of the mat. Inhale, lift your chest, low cobra. Exhale, drag yourself downwards. Hands come back under shoulders, curl toes, down dog. Now you are back in your upside down triangle. Wrap your elbows together. Step your left foot forwards. It might have to come in stages. Bring the left foot halfway up the mat, maybe grab it, take it to front of mat. Right knee comes down. Inhale, arms sweep up. We're back in this lunge position. Stage one, tuck your right butt cheek under you and feel your right hip press forwards. Feel the stretch. Maybe you can sink a little lower with the hip and feel more opening through the right front of quad thigh. Exhale, hands come down to the mat. They frame the left foot. Curl back toes under and step right foot forwards. Inhale, come all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. I'm going to do one more round of suns a little faster. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, forward fold. Lunge, step the right knee behind, bring the right knee down. As you inhale, arms reach up to ceiling, press through your right hip. Exhale, hands come to mat. Step the left foot back, you're in plank, take a breath. Lift into armpits, push the hands into the floor, tuck tailbone, belly engages. As you exhale, knees lower, chest lowers. Do this so slowly you feel your biceps graze your ribs and you control it. Inhale, low cobra, hands forward to shoulders, scoop. Exhale, down dog. Hands under shoulders, curl toes, upside down triangle. Right foot steps forward to front of mat. Give it some help if it needs it. Left knee down. Inhale, low lunge. Press into your left hip, tuck the left tailbone underneath you, maybe sinking a little deeper. Work with the flexibility that you have. Hands come down. Float to forward fold. Left foot joins right at front of mat. Inhale, come up to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. Step your right foot back behind you and make yourself come into a sort of pyramid pose. This is what's called pyramid pose. So left foot is straight, back foot slightly turned out. Imagine you're on a railway track, so both feet are quite widely separated. Place your hands on your hips, inhale. As you exhale, very slowly hinge forward from the hips and come to halfway and pause. Take your left hand, press it into the top of your left thigh and cover it with your right hand. Inhale, lengthen through the front of the chest. Push your hands into the top of that hip crest and feel the hamstring stretch on the back of the leg. You could stay here. This is perfectly fine. Maybe you've got some space to walk the hand down to the shin. You've still got a long back. Notice if you're just curling in on yourself. Press through. Draw left hip back, right hip forwards. More breath.
And then slowly bring your hands to the mat, maybe bending the left knee a lot. Hop your right foot back. Both hands are on the inside edge of your left foot. Press your right heel away. And notice this, so you're pressing through the quad. The butt starts to lower, right? So you feel that hip stretch again. If this is too intense, you can lower the back right knee and just be in a stretch like this. Take a breath. Curl back toes under. Push into your hands. Step your left leg behind you. Come into plank. Scoop the belly, tuck tailbone. Knees lower, chest lowers all the way down. Inhale, low cobra, lift and lengthen. Exhale, down dog. You're in down dog, you're upside down triangle. Pedal out the feet. Feel the difference in the backs of the legs. Look forward and step your right foot to front of mat, and then step your left foot to front of mat and come all the way up to standing. Let's do pyramid on the other side. Step your left foot back. So you're in a sort of wide triangular position, both legs straight. Hips are square to front of mat. Hands on hips, inhale. As you exhale, hinge forwards from the hips. And feel for lengthening through the crown of the head. Push your hand into the top of the hip socket and press it back. Lengthen through the spine. Feel the hamstring, back of the right thigh, stretch out. Breathe, don't stop breathing. Maybe you walk the hand down onto the shin, still lengthening the chest, squeezing the right glute into the midline. Slowly lower both hands to the inside edge of right foot, bend the knee. Hop your left foot back, come onto the ball of it and press length through the left thigh as you lower the hips and the butt down. So we've got a lot of stretch going on here, front of left hip, and then you're also working into the outside edge of your right hip here. This is lizard pose. Take a breath into the back ribs. Option to lower the left knee and put the top of the foot flat. You're still stretching the front of that thigh. Curl the back toes under if they weren't already. Step your right foot back. You're in plank. Take a breath. Scoop, tuck, push into armpits. Knees lower. Chest lowers. Inhale, low cobra. Exhale, down dog. Upside down triangle. Lower knees to mat. Come and sit up in Vajrasana. So you're kneeling. If this is really uncomfortable for you, grab some sort of cushion and stick it between your bottom and your heels. Let's just finish with one round of shoulder shrugs. Take a really big inhale into the ribs. Hold the breath, shrug shoulders straight up to ears. So you look a bit like a cartoon character. As you exhale, squeeze tops of shoulder blades together and then slide downwards, rinsing through. Neck stays relaxed. Take a big breath in. No shrug this time. Visualize the middle portion of your shoulder blades. Squeeze the back muscles together. Feel like you're crushing something between the shoulder blades and exhale, slide down. Neck relaxes. Palms up, elbows bent. Inhale. Exhale, draw shoulders back. Slide down. Squeeze elbows together. Last little bit. Neck is relaxed. Release. Come and lie down on your backs. Just take another twist here before we finish. Extend the legs. Draw the left knee to chest, hug it in. Back where we started, does it feel different? Roll that thigh around, feel for scooping out some space into that left hip. Right hand to outside edge of left thigh. Extend your left arm to side of body and then roll your left thigh across you so you come to rest on the edge of your right hip and allow the left arm to soften towards the floor. Twist with one leg straight, one leg bent. Let the jaw relax. Notice if you're tensing the neck. Inhale, come back to center. Straighten the left leg, draw right knee to chest. Back again into that right hip socket. Give it a little roll around. Take left hand to outside edge of right knee. Extend the right arm for a little bit of sort of support and then roll over completely. So the right knee goes to other side of mat. You end up on your left edge of hip. Soften the right shoulder to the floor. Take a breath. And then inhale, come all the way back to center. Extend both legs down the mat, separate them and put your hands to side of body. Just take a couple of minutes to lie in Shavasana, final resting pose, breathing softly. Start to bring some movement into fingers and toes. Reach the arms up above you. Point the toes all the way down the mat. Feel for a stretch down the front side of body. Gently start to bend the knees towards the chest, then reach your arms up, hug them towards you and give yourself a little roll side to side. Extend your right arm up above you and then gently roll onto right side with the knees. Pause a moment, take a breath. Then press yourself gently all the way up to seated with a relaxed neck. Just go and sit cross-legged for a moment. Hands on the thighs. Take a long breath in and a long breath out. Thank you for practicing. Namaste.